Hey everyone, Todd here, internalarchitect.com, and in this video I want to have the discussion and kind of teach you a little bit about what to say to someone with cancer. This is kind of a strange thing for people that haven't gone through the cancer experience, because when you are faced with someone that you know that has or is going through it, there's a hesitancy that happens that I think needs to be addressed. Mostly because as survivors and as patients, at least for me, it was really important to talk about my experience. It was really helpful in understanding the entire thing, and it continues to this day to be that way. And for conversations that I've had with other patients and survivors, they kind of feel the same way, but a lot of them don't know where to start. And I think the best place is really starting with the communication with your family. The family is going to be going through a lot of emotions, a lot of feelings, because the stigma that comes along with cancer, and because of this, they don't really know how to talk to you about this. And they run into this issue of like, well, what do I say to someone with cancer? And that goes along with your friends and, other family members and acquaintances, and even people at work, and people that they don't know unless they have been through it themselves, or have been a caregiver, or they know someone real close to them that has been through it, and they can relate a little bit and have some empathy. So I think it's really important for you to really take a moment to, as from a survivor standpoint, to be patient with people. But from a caregiver standpoint or from a friend standpoint, I think you need to be a little bit more proactive in your approach with your friend or your family member that has or is going through cancer. I think a couple things are really, really key, and I'll kind of go over 3 or 4 different items for you. But immediately, what comes to mind is asking questions about it, having some curiosity in what it is that's going on, will help you bond a little bit with your friend that is going through it, or your family member. And that's, I think, really important. And it was for me, because it helped showed that the people that were involved in my life cared. And by asking questions, and I think it's important to ask very specific, well, not specific, but open-ended questions, things that can kind of continue on. And that way you can start kind of learning a little bit more about what it is they're going through also. By doing that, and by being there and asking questions, asking them about, well, what is chemotherapy like? What is radiation like? What kind of tests have you done? Asking questions like this, it kind of starts a conversation for the patient or the survivor to start kind of going through their experience and start sharing it. So it's a great way to start the conversation in helping build up the entire dialogue that really truly needs to happen. And it's really important for the patient and the survivor to be able to talk to people about it. The other thing I think is, during this time, while you're asking questions, be present in the now. Be present in what is happening. If you're got your phone there, you're multitasking, you're trying to answer emails and stuff, honestly, I'd rather you not be there as a patient. I want your focus. I want your attention and your energy towards me, because when you come into the room, that energy will transpire and will come across, and is super helpful, because as patients, we're already dealing with enough negativity and crazy news on the daily that we just need a little bit of a break. And by you being present and being in the moment with us at that time, it really makes us feel really good about how we are able to kind of converse with you. And by asking open-ended questions, the conversation starts to get a little bit deeper and a lot more meaningful, not only for the patient, but also for the friend and for the family member that is really having a hard time understanding how to talk to someone with cancer. And I briefly touched on the opposite of one of them. When you coming into the hospital or into the house where we might be at, your positivity is hugely important, and it is noticeable right off the bat. Any sort of negativity comes across as really just another thing for us to have to process in this world of negative news. When we're going through treatment, when we're going through all the different tests and surgeries and everything, we only have so much mental fortitude. I like to call it mental bandwidth in order to deal with these things every day. And when someone comes into a room just really, really negative, it really taxes that mental ability. And honestly, at that point, if you're just feeling negative and if you're feeling really selfish, don't even come. I'd rather you not be there. I'd rather you be there, be positive, be present, and just be open to the conversation at hand, not what is, I don't care what's going on in social media. I don't care what's going on in the news. My news is about beating cancer, and that's it. I think the fourth thing that is really, really important, and I touched on this also at the beginning, is just having a little bit of empathy. And this is really, really difficult for someone that hasn't been through cancer, because how can you relate to someone that is going through something so devastating when you haven't gone through it yourself? But by trying to put yourself in their shoes, it's only going to help with the whole entire situation. We understand that you haven't gone through it. We understand that you're going to have a hard time trying to fathom what it is that we're going through. But having a little bit of just empathy towards what it is that we are doing makes a huge difference. So yeah, I think those are the four things that are really, really key, is just having some empathy, your positivity, and when you enter the room, just being excited, being excited about yourself and what you're doing. Be present in what is happening in this moment, and then ask those questions that are just going to help keep the conversation moving forward. So at some point when you do come back, that's something that where we can pick up again and continue on into the conversation of what it is that I might be going through, what it is that you're going through too, because I'm going to be curious about what your life is going on outside too. And if I haven't seen you in a while, hugely important. So yeah, I think just take some time, just be there for your friend, because having the support is really critical in being able to really keep your mind and your mindset in a really good area in order to move forward in battling cancer and in battling lymphoma. And by doing this and having the support, one, through family and through your friends and your social network, also for those that come by to talk to you about what it is you're going through, man, I mean, that's huge. And like I said, it was huge for me to be able to talk about what it was like going through. And now to this day, the closest friends that I have are the ones that were there for me through the entire thing, and that I can't say enough about. So yeah, if you have any questions or comments, hit me in the comment section below. I'll get to them as soon as I can. And just want to say thank you for watching the videos, and I really appreciate your time and energy into watching them. And I'm going to continue putting out a couple videos every week, few videos, 3. I'm pushing for 3 videos a week, because that seems to be a good balance for me with everything going on with Strapping for Life and family and work and whatnot. So again, thank you very much, and I will see you on the next video.